Hello, my name is Brandy Wyndham. In this video, I will outline my leadership journey through the Organizational Leadership Program. Before my in-depth study of leadership, I did not consider myself as a leader. I associated leadership with having a legitimate role at a corporation. I was, however, in pursuit of honing my skills as a parent, and so in pursuit of that, I did read books and seek mentorship. I realized my lack of skills, and so I sought to do better. I might be described as somebody who aimed for perfection. I connected behavior to identity, and I struggled with listening skills. I tended to only listen to respond, and I often dismissed others' feelings and micromanaged them. And these traits identified my leadership as an autocratic approach, and in my case, this leads to damaged relationships. And even while reading books to promote a better sense of self, I focused more on helping others with their skills rather than focusing on my own. As I navigated through these courses, I began to shift my fixed mindset. Some key aspects I learned from Foundations of Organizational Leadership were different types of organizations and the characteristics of healthy and unhealthy organization. Differences between leaders and managers. I realized that people do not want to be managed. They need leadership. Global leadership and how leadership practices do not always translate on a global level because of culture. I did learn some effective listening skills and leadership in teams and how to address conflict. And this also shifted my negative views of conflict. At the end of this course, my awareness as a leader grew, and my goals were to work on self-reflection, on coaching, progress over perfection, and enhancing my global IQ. A few things that I learned from data-driven decisions were data becomes information when processed, organized, and presented in a way that gives context and answers to questions. Beginning a project, leading some change, and then going back over the data to see if it was profitable or successful. I learned about KPIs and metrics and how to measure them, statistics and data visualization, and afterwards I was able to present a summary through pivot tables, diagrams. I learned a lot about Excel. Key aspects I learned from organizational ethics and behavior, importance of diversity in organizations, and just really a deeper understanding of diversity rather than just focusing on male and female and race. While evaluating real-world organization disasters, I examined how leadership influences people, and I worked on my personal growth as a leader. In the second term with behavior, I was now aware of my unconscious bias and ways to promote myself in more cultural opportunities. I learned about team dynamics and challenges within organizations and with its followers. These two courses enhanced my understanding of how organizations operate and the essential role of leadership, adaptability, diversity, further separating managers from leaders. A few aspects I learned from the leadership theory were how to differentiate leadership roles across various levels in organizations and discuss leadership functions. This was eye-opening for me as I had to align the attributes of a leader to the theory, and the importance of corporate social responsibility and the impact on both the internal and external organizations. And in that case, I was able to look around my own community when I did my case analysis and partner a initiative with a organization in my community to promote reading. The impact of leading diverse teams and how they produce more innovation and creativity. So throughout this course, I was able to develop a deeper understanding of leadership, enhanced my emotional intelligence, and used credible sources to conduct a SWOT analysis for insightful recommendations. Key aspects I learned from leading change were to really foster teams and collaboration. I identified the need for change and change management. I was able to recognize and how to monitor behavior and assess programs through surveys and reports to support informed decision making, understanding positive reinforcement systems and cultural shifts. Throughout this course, I deepened my knowledge of critically assessing challenges, devising solutions, and fostering stakeholder buy-in. Key aspects of Capstone 1 and 2, I was able to develop a greater awareness of leadership theories and approaches, mainly the trait, behavior, and contingency models. In both of the Capstone courses, I was conducting case analysis, which was able to heighten my awareness of real-life leaders and how they deal with crisis management and foster effective leadership throughout their organizations. The main takeaway from both of the leaders that I interviewed was healthy relationships and putting yourself in other people's shoes. So these capstone courses deepened my understanding that healthy relationships are foundational. Today, as a leader, I strive to validate feelings by actively listening. I no longer associate behavior with identity. Behavior is just the overflow that is coming out because there's something under the surface, deeper inside. I choose curiosity over judgment. This ties into looking past the behavior. Sometimes people don't have the courage or the skills to express the real issue. So as a leader, it's my goal to be sturdy enough to build relationships and help others manage their frustration. I've become more aware of the control that I had sought and now work to grant more autonomy to those around me. I've shifted to a growth mindset, which has allowed me to take calculated risks. I realized my desire for servant leadership grew throughout these courses. Initially, I focused on learning to improve others, but now I truly understand I can only control myself. By fostering healthy and respectful relationships, I can positively influence the lives of others. My leadership style has shifted from a controlling and judgmental approach to a supportive and empowering one. And this connects me to leadership styles such as transformational and servant leadership. So to reflect on what I would consider leadership looking like in my future will be dedicating myself to being a lifelong learner, building connections with those around me. I'll continue to pour into my family as I await career opportunities, and I aspire to work in the school district, driven by my passion for assisting others in charting their future. In conclusion, I want to thank the program leadership and professors. I truly appreciate the experiences and the knowledge that I've been able to gain at East Texas A&M University, and thank you for your time.